talking.
So, stop. Hello Internet, once again, I'm so sorry, it's been an entire month I haven't made a video. So, this isn't an apology video, because I hate that crap, it's so stupid. I just have school to deal with, I really couldn't make a video. So, because it's the first Wednesday in November, I hope to make videos all throughout November. I've been teaching Austin some things about circuits. Robert has been doing a lot of 3D printing stuff, he's actually 3D printing something right now. So, we will start recording things again. The video you're about to see is a video that I made the Wednesday after the Wednesday for the last video. But next week, the week after, and hopefully to the end of the year, and all of next year, I should be doing videos every single Wednesday. Yes! I do have a mohawk. No, I was not Mr. T for Halloween. I just wanted to rock a mohawk, and I'm probably going to keep it at least to my birthday, which is April 27th. So, we'll see how long that lasts, see how big it gets.
We'll maintain it.
But, there's been lots of projects. I haven't stopped 3D printing or anything. I just stopped hitting record on my camera. So, we are ready to go make some more videos. Woo! Greetings, cyberspace. So, last Wednesday I did not have time to record a video, so I'll be making two this week, hopefully. So the first one I'm going to make is going to be about the 3D printing stuff I've been doing recently. Robert and I, we were working on a subwoofer in his car and we accidentally broke one of the switches to his power window. This is what the mechanism looks like right here. It's a Jeep. And this goes in the center console and then these control the windows that go up and down. But if you remove both of these, and then take this plastic piece off of this. When you take everything off, you get a circuit board. And the circuit board is pretty easy to understand. And both the switches go into these two portions right here. So here's a close-up of the circuit board, and I found this very interesting. These two pins are the only ones used. So I'm assuming this is the circuit board they use for all Jeeps, saying that this is for a two-door Jeep and then this is for a four-door. He only has a two-door Jeep, which is why there's only two switches active on his center console. Now the way the switch works is it takes two pieces of metal for one switch that are this right here. These go over the connector, and once they're in place, they have a plastic switch that has a spring-loaded mechanism inside of it that goes towards this button in the front that lets you know if the windows are pushed down completely, then the windows will engage all the way. So if you roll it like this will roll the windows up, and this will roll the windows down, and you go all the way down and touch the switch right there. That tells the circuit board that the windows need to go all the way down to the bottom. So I thought this was a pretty cool design. But this little piece of plastic in the front right here that touches the switch, it's broken on the second one. And we're not entirely sure if we're the ones that broke this because we didn't necessarily touch anything that was near this switch while we were working on the subwoofer. So this tab's missing the whole end of it. And of course, because I am who I am, I'm going to 3D print the broken part. So we took the initial model right here, this is the original one, and we threw it into some CAD software, or at least we threw the dimensions into the CAD software. And afterwards we generated Mark 1. Mark 1 was for the size, I'm going to put Mark 1 right here. Mark 1 was for the size of the scale. We wanted to make sure we had it fit properly, and then we kept adding more revisions onto it, adding more features, little nubs on the side, holes that go all the way through the bottom. So you'll see on an earlier revision of this, if I can find an earlier revision. This is like one of the first ones. The first revision doesn't have any holes on the bottom, but obviously in a later revision, there's holes on the bottom to hold the springs. Funny enough, for the springs, when we went to put them in, they fit the first time. We never had to do any more editing, so that was a first trial, first run, first succession type of thing. So we printed out all of these. So after a lot of trial and error, we got two of them that did in fact work. And these look, I mean, identical to the piece that they were designed from. So like I said before, this is the original piece that had the little broken nub on the end. And this is the piece that we modeled and 3D printed. They both have the holes in the bottom, they both have the nub, except this one's not broken and this one's working just fine. They're both the exact same height and they both fit inside the terminal exactly the way they did before. Obviously this wasn't like a one-day project, but it surprisingly only took about 2 to 3 days to figure it out completely to have accurate results. And of course, I didn't record the entire process because the process is kind of long, but we did try it out on his Jeep and it did work, and hopefully after I'm done recording this portion of the video, I'll record a portion of it working in his Jeep. But for right now, let me put this together with the 3D printed parts instead of the original ones. So first things first, I already have the metal tabs on this one. I have to now put the metal tabs for the other side on there. Now there are these tiny little prongs that come out on this end, and they fall into little grooves. So if you have a 3D printer and a Jeep with a broken power window switch, you can use this video to assist you on getting your Jeep together. Alright, so now that those valleys are in place, I'm going to take all 4 spring adapters and put them in the 3D printed sockets. And there you go. So now these have little switches for the springs in them. I'm now going to put this on the circuit board. And the way you want to orient these is with this small tab in front of the switch, so that when it goes all the way down to full position in the front end, it'll still touch that small switch. You want to make sure that the switches do work and they do function properly by moving them back and forth a little bit. Don't move them too much because you might lose the spring as it comes out to the front. Only reason why I know that is because I've done it a few times, but now you have the circuit board completed with the 3D printed parts that you need. Now it is time to put the dressed circuit board into its box. So this is the adapter that goes to the Jeep wiring harness. This goes this way over the relay, and the pins fit through the bottom. Then because this is a 2-door Jeep, it's going to have these 2 components right here that go over this. These 2 pieces snap together, and these exposed little terminals right here. Now this was implemented later on in like Mark 9, but Mark 9 has also the little nubs for these little pieces of plastic to fit perfectly over the connector. So if you add pressure to them, they should slide right on. And the problem that Robert was having with his Jeep before was that when he would press this window all the way down, it wouldn't come back up. And obviously it's working now. And that's because we 3D printed the small broken piece of plastic inside this. Now it would have cost $90 to get a whole new unit like this, and it would have probably cost about $30 to get this same unit with just the circuit board. We were doing a bit of researching and then we realized that we can just 3D print this instead. So each one of those tiny little tests, one of these cost only about 2 cents a filament. So if you buy this from, I think that's Chrysler. Sure, it was Chrysler. If you buy it from Chrysler, it'll cost you about $90 to fix this part in the car. Now, if you take it apart and get to the switches, it's possible you can find the switches somewhere, but we couldn't find them online. So we decided to 3D print our own instead. Now, this 3D printed piece right here in my hand only cost 2 cents. Now, we made about 10 of them, so for this entire project, cost us 20 cents of plastic. That's it. I've spent more plastic testing out the fan duct design, and even then, that didn't cost me more than $5 to complete. The fact that this is only 2 cents to make, and we now have a fully functional power window switch in Robert's car, that's pretty awesome. So it took some time, but we finally got back outside to the car. And this is going to go right here. Fits right into that little socket. Then on the back, this connects back into it. Then you throw this pin down to lock it in place. And just to test it first, put his keys in the ignition. And this should be rolling windows down.
Austin was not in the room.
And there's rolling the windows up. Robert!
Yo.
Everything works!
Yeah. Austin wasn't in the room, so I couldn't get your toothbrush.
That's
Whoa,
fine.
are you recording?
Yes.
What's up?
What's up, people?
What's up, people? Will the windows work?